There's an 8mm over there. So let's get these 3 out over here. I bent this back a little. I'm gonna actually probably bend it back a little more instead of taking it off. Alright, so when I loosened that up, sorry guys, my tripod is a piece of crap. When I loosened that up on that side and loosened this up a little bit, I was able not to have to fully take it off. Now, all I have to do is take these head bolts out. I'm just going to use an impact. Now, when I say I'm using an impact to remove it. When I put it back on, I will be using a torque wrench to torque it to specs. That's important when dealing with the cylinder head. We're not. I'm actually gonna have to use a, okay. I guess I didn't have enough torque, guys. We'll be using oh. These are 13mm. All right, now I can use an impact. All right, let's pull it off. There it is. The old cylinder head. So after lunch, I'm gonna go eat lunch here in a second, and then I'll meet you back in the shop to prep the new one. And we'll pull the head gasket off here. And we'll be pulling out these lifters and putting new lifters in. So stay tuned, guys. I gotta eat something, and I'll meet you back in the shop to prep the new head. Here we go, guys. Here's the head. So you probably don't need to, but I'm gonna lap the valves with some fine lapping compound. You know, it's better safe than sorry. It don't hurt to do it. So to make sure you get a good seal. We'll have to find something I can set this on to do this. I'll just set it up like this, and then hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing. So this lapping compound, you mix it down with water to get fine. this. Put a little bit in the plastic for this. And it says just take a little bit of water. Just a couple drops. Ooh. That's probably a little too much, but new valve in. Just get it on there. There. Take our lapping tool. Just go back and forth. You don't go all the way around, just back and forth. I'm gonna clean that off with something. Find something to wipe off. Get that cleaned off real good. You don't want to leave no crying. That one seats looks pretty decent now. Go to the other side and do it too. Same way. You can lift up a little bit every now and then, and it helps see good seating surface on all that. Manual don't say to do that on the new, but it seems like common sense, or it won't hurt anything, and you get better sealing. Sure, you get all the out of there. All right, so now let's put on the valve seals. Let me grab my oil can. Trying to find my oil can. Here we go. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil on that seal to make it easier to go on. That. And that. And then we can go on to putting the valve springs on, and I'm going to put a little oil on the still itself. Got that in. cap, valve spring, container, and then we'll use I'll put a link down to this. This is a small engine, C-clamp style valve spring compressor. Definitely need it on overhead valves. I use a different type for flatheads, but this is the kind I use for overhead valves. Kind of get that center. Make sure it stays center on both sides. I don't know if y'all can see that, but might have to. Let me see something here. We might have to go with this bigger one. Hold on, we're gonna have to go with this bigger one. Swap out for this bigger arm. See the difference? See if I can just turn it loose with this. But they come with two different arms. Arm here, put this arm back on, and sorry about the pigs squalling in the background. They're hungry, I'm guessing. Now this should make it easier to do it with this one. Out. No, hopefully y'all can see everything I'm seeing here. Sometimes I can't never tell until I watch the video if y'all can see what I'm seeing while I'm working, but there we go. And that'll fit better. Now we got to put the valve keeps on. You can use grease. I usually do grease in a like the flathead style, but a lot of times with the overhead style, I have okay luck with just doing it as is, not having to mess with grease. Just be careful because you might could lose. So when you take it back loose, make sure you go real slow. Oh. Real slow. I might actually have to use grease. Oftentimes I don't have to on these, but this one I actually might have to. Got oil on my hands, making it a little difficult to Uh-oh. I don't want to lose this valve. There we go. This is the hardest part of the job, guys, is actually just putting these in. Okay, so it's probably not safe using my fingers as a guide, but I'm just going to be very careful because I don't want to lose anything out. And just like that, we have installed the intake valve. Well, now we're going to do the same thing over here. A little bit of oil on the stem. Never hurt anything. Cap. Spring. Uh-oh, where's the retainer? Now, spring compressor. We're just doing the exact same thing we did on the other side. Make sure it stays aligned. Now that's held in place. Slowly release. Tension on the spring, let it grab that. And there we have the valves installed. So we are almost ready to go back out there to put this on and install the other stuff. So there's a couple other things we got to do in here. Mostly these lifters right here. We need to bleed them out. You know, it's new, but you know, it's good practice, and the manual says to. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to bleed those out, and then we can go out there and remove the old lifters, and then we can install the head back and start putting it all back together. So stay tuned for that. So the manual says to take an old push rod, cut it 3 inches, and then use it to bleed the valves out. So we're going to take the old one, just take an angle grinder, I'm gonna go to the drill press and set it in the drill press. And see, what we're going to do is we're going to push him down on this top part right here. I'm going to bring my table up some, try not to hit you. And then we're just going to push straight down. And I guess that's it. Same for this one. That's it. We're all ready to go out and remove the old lifters, put these in, and put the head back on. So let me get set up out there and we'll start this back. Alright, the old lifters are down in there, and I don't have no specialty tools, but I think I can reach down in here with this and be able to pull it out. Maybe. You can also, Polar Bear Ed, some of the advice I've got for this is from Polar Bear Ed. I'll put his channel down in the link. Recommended a magnet, and a magnet would have worked great too. Fortunately, I don't have a magnet right now. Look, see how I did that? So what I did is I just opened it up like this, took it in there and opened it up and held it and pulled it out, and it pulled right out. So we got to put this special stuff on the end of the new one. If I can get this open, hold on. And it comes with the it comes out with the new ones, so just put a and that, and then it recommended on the manual to grease the other up with oil. So and we now just slide it back in down in there, the hole. And that's it for that. Now to the next side. You do the same thing. make a specialty tool for this, guys. And you can also, like Ed said, use the magnet. For some reason, I don't know where my magnet is. These new ones they're just, you can't even move them. Guys, what I meant to say was the old ones, not the new ones. But anyway, back to the video. They are seized up. So, where did I put the stuff? And same with this, it just down in there. That's that for that part. I'm gonna clean this up a little with a brass brush. So let me get a brass brush and I'll be right back. All right, as you can see, I put a paper towel in there to make sure nothing falls in there. And I got a brass brush and I'm just gonna clean the surface of the block area where the head gasket would go. And that's that for that, guys. Then now I can go get the head gasket and we can put the head on. All right, guys, I'm gonna be using my Cobalt torque wrench. It shows you do it in 2 stages. First is a 100 inch-pounds. I divided 100 by 12 and got 8.3 foot-pounds. So you got to do it in series. You know, it's hard to see. I'll post the manual, but each side has different sequence, but this one's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what we'll be doing. As soon as I find my $13. And two. Ooh, that one's already said it's alright. Alright, so that one's already at it. Alright. This one. Now we're gonna go, second stage is 370 inch-pounds. We are going to, I'm not good at quick math in my head, guys, so 370 divided by 12 is 30 foot-pounds, 30.83. So, and then, guys, I didn't always have a digital one. I used to have a clicker style too, but this does make life a lot easier. Ooh, overshot that. Sorry about the noise in the background. Kids are riding the go-kart and they can't be quiet while doing it. check that number. Yep. All right. Start on this one. And that's it. That's all that it is to that. So now we can get these rocker arms. Those are set at 100. So let's go back down to 8 foot-pounds again, and we'll put these rocker arms on. And then the rest, I'll speed through it because it goes back on the exact same way it came off. So I'm just gonna speed up the camera on that, so the video will be a little bit shorter than. All right, I got that set now with the rocker arms. That. It don't show multiple stages on this, just so I'm gonna hand tighten the other side up now. All right, let's let me go get an 8. Uh-oh. Reset this. That's it on that. Now what the manual says to do for the push rods is to take a spanner wrench, get that that in there. Take a wrench and just kind of lift up enough on this rocker arm to position the or maybe it's the valve. No, it has to be back here. Lift up enough on it to maybe a smaller side. Do the same thing to this side. Get that, make sure it gets down in there onto the hydraulic lifters, and then go. Be right back.